So what is going on, guys? Welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you've been here before. Today I'm doing a video that's a little bit different than the other videos that I've done. I'm not going to be doing a makeup tutorial. I am going to be doing a hair tutorial. So this is a unit that I actually made and colored myself. As far as where the hair came from, I believe I got the frontal actually off Amazon, if you can believe it. Yeah. And then the bundles are, the only bundles that I pretty much everywhere is the I Annabelle Brazilian straight hair, if you wanted to know the details on that. Today this is not going to be a construction video. This is going to be all about how to install your lace front wigs. So I've been wearing lace fronts for probably like 3 years now. Kind of flip-flop between using my own natural hair and clip-ins and wigs because I love having versatility. I don't like permanent solutions. I like to be able to kind of like switch out what hair I want to do on different days. Like maybe tomorrow I want a ponytail, so I want to be able to have the versatility to do that. But it's been kind of a journey learning how to secure my wigs as well as possible. So now I can confidently say that I have a waterproof, weatherproof, sleep-proof solution to a long wig install. When I say long, usually I keep an install in for like a week and then change it out, wash my hair underneath. When I first started wearing wigs, I would go to the beauty supply and get like whatever extreme hold glue they had, and let me tell you, that was a mess. I only tried doing that once, so luckily I did not have issues with my edges. But I just hated how once you would put the adhesive on the wig, it was so hard to get off. It was messy, it didn't look right, it just wasn't good. And so I pretty much am very anti-glue when it comes to wigs, but I like to have a secure install where I know it's not going to move around. So I've actually found a way to do my installs without any glue, and I have swam in this install, fully jumped into a lake and body of water and got all the way under the water and had my wig intact all night. Woke up the next day, went to work. I shouldn't have done that, but I was like partying all day and all night. I didn't really have any choice. And so I'm gonna share my secret with you on how I get waterproof, sleep-proof, whatever-proof wig install without using any glue. So I am just taking a nylon wig cap and putting that over my head. Be sure before you put on your wig cap that your edges are slicked back completely with some kind of gel or adhesive, and I'll explain to you later why that step is so important. So then I take a small pair of scissors and I'm just cutting little ear holes in the wig cap so that the cap lays completely flat against my hairline. Just remember that nylon is really stretchy, so you don't have to cut very big holes. You just cut really tiny holes and it should all stretch around your ears. So then I take my Got To Be Glued hairspray. This is the only adhesive that I ever use to do this step because it dries the fastest and keeps the wig cap the most secure, in my opinion. I'm just lightly spraying that along my hairline and then using my finger to push that all forward. The cap should become pretty translucent once you have it completely saturated, so you should be able to see your hairline and edges through the cap, and you just want to make sure that you've pulled the hairspray all the way past your hairline. So then I just take my blow dryer and put it on the cool setting to help speed up the drying process, but you actually don't need to do this. If you have time and you're not doing anything, you can just sit and wait and it'll dry on its own. So I cannot stress enough how important it is that you get the cap as dry as possible. If it is not completely dry, once you cut the wig cap, it will peel back and then you've wasted a wig cap, and that's really annoying. I always know that my wig cap is dry once it feels really crunchy. I know that's gross, but it is what it is. So now I'm just taking my scissors and carefully going around my hairline, Guys, be careful with this step because you can easily cut off your edges and baby hairs. I've done it a time or two. They will grow back. It's not like you pulled them out or anything. It's just a little trim, but yeah, don't do that because it's not fun. So after you cut the cap, you might notice some pieces of it peeling back and being a little bit frayed upwards. So then I take my Got To Be Glued gel and just really secure the edges of the cap down so that it's flush with my skin. After I have one side secured, I go ahead and move on to the other side. I always do one side at a time because if one side does, God forbid, start peeling up, it's easier to pull one side back down at a time. So now I am taking my cheapest skin tone foundation that I could find. Ladies, please do not use your expensive foundation to do this step. Don't use your nice foundation and put it underneath a wig. This is, I believe, the LA Girl Cosmetics foundation. I think I got it from the beauty supply for like $6. But yeah, basically you're using the foundation to create a fake scalp underneath the wig. All right, so now I'm bringing out my girl Chelsea. Say hi to Chelsea, everyone. Yes, I name my wigs. I love all my children equally. And then I just flip my head upside down and put the band around my neck and flip the whole wig upwards. And as you can see, it's a little bit crooked, but I kind of play with it and set it into place. So obviously, as you can see, this wig has already been styled on a mannequin. That's usually how I personally like to style my wigs. So this is not going to be a styling video today, guys, just an install video. All right, you guys, and this is my secret weapon, this Bold Hold wig tape. If you've never tried wig tape, I'm telling you, it will change your life. I will never go back to using glue on my wigs again. The tape is so much easier to apply and so much easier to take off. So I'm going to show you how I apply it. So I start by cutting the tape into 3 pieces. I usually only need one of the pieces of tape per install. Then I pull the wig backwards and let it sit right behind my hairline. And I apply the tape, half of it attached to the cap and the other half of it attached to the skin. It has to be attached to both for it to stick. Obviously in this video I put the tape on over makeup, but if you really want this install to last and you really want this tape to do the job, I always do this step before I do my makeup and completely wipe down my forehead with alcohol, get rid of all the oils, and then stick on the tape and attach my wig. And I'm telling you, if you do it the right way, you can go swimming in this wig, you can sleep in this wig for days, it will not move. Okay, so now I have her attached and I'm just pressing the lace into the tape. Okay, so I got this elastic wig band at a beauty supply store. I don't know the brand or where exactly you can find it, but I'm just securing that around my neck before I do this next step. I'm then taking a clip and pulling my hair backwards so I have easy access to my hairline. I'm now taking wrapping lotion and putting it on a toothbrush that I use for styling, and I'm just pushing back my entire hairline, just pushing it all backwards. So once the hairline is all going in the same direction, I just lightly carve out a few little baby hairs and set those into place. Then after I've pulled out my baby hairs, I take my Got To Be Glued spray again, and any part of the lace that wasn't covered with my baby hairs, I spray my Got To Be Glued spray on there because that helps melt it into the skin and creates a seamless finish. Oh, and there we go with the lighting change. So now I am taking a needle and thread and sewing the back hairline with the wig actually into my cornrows. This is something that I had never done before, never even tried it before. I tried it for the first time while filming this video, and it was surprisingly easy. I only did like 4 lazy stitches. I'm only needing this wig to stay installed for a few days, so I don't need it to be perfect. This is just to ensure that the back doesn't ever move around or fly up and stays in place. I am by no means an expert at sewing. I am going to do a wig construction video very, very soon, and I will go more in depth about my sewing techniques, but I'm not going to do that now. So after the hairline and everything has dried, I take that band off and I use a comb to separate the hairs a little bit so they don't look plastered to my face, because that's not really a natural look. I then take the tiniest dot of my go-to foundation and I put that in the part. This is also kind of an unnecessary step, but I always like to do it. I just think it makes the install look so much more natural. So by this time, some of the hairs are probably sitting really tight to the forehead because of the wrapping lotion. So I'm actually gonna pull some of those hairs out and flat iron them away from the face so that they're not, plastered to my forehead. I love using blowout techniques on my wigs. I think that blowouts are one of the best styling techniques to use for a natural wig. But I'm using the air from my blow dryer, hot air, to push all of the hair downwards and let it sit closer to my head. Then the hairline, I always like to be a little bit more lifted, so I blow that upwards. And then from there, I'm just taking my flat iron and just running it through the hair a little bit more. And there you have it, guys. That is it. Now that I have this wig installed, I probably will keep it on for 4 or 5 days. And let me tell you, it is not going anywhere.